My whole childhood, I grew up with, pretty high expectations placed on my shoulders. And just a little background on myself. I went to private school, kindergarten through 12th grade, so my whole schooling up to college. And during that time, I maintained high grades, especially going into high school. I had a perfect GPA in high school. I graduated with a 4.5, but I really had no real ambition behind the grades that I was getting. And as senior year approached and came to a close, I found myself quiet quitting on the idea of going to college. Um, from time to time, I'd heard like teachers, coaches, even friends, just parents, adults, anybody just say the phrase, less is more. And this wasn't something that really clicked with me until probably about 3 months ago, I'd say. But school wasn't something I was ever really passionate about, but sports were, and specifically baseball. So this same mentality that had been pushed on me to just do more and all my problems will be solved translated. And in a way, it does for sure have its benefits, but unlike solving problems and doing schoolwork, your body has physical limitations. And so it's easier to fail at doing a math equation than to fail a squat max and then to try and pick it back up right after. You can always go and just write the equation down again, but your body can't just, you get what I'm trying to say. So a little background on myself, I guess. I'm 20 right now. I played baseball probably my whole life growing up. I think I started around the age of 4, and I played all the way up until my freshman year of college. And when I quit sports, the same mentality that I had going into my job and where I'm at now followed me. And I excelled. I excelled at everything. And within the first 6 months of being at my job, I got 2 promotions and I became a manager at the age of 19. So from the outside looking in, you'd say that I'm pretty successful, but things are different now. I mean, not really. I don't want to sound egotistical, but outside of work, I would just slam energy drinks, work out, read as much as possible, and grind on my side business at the time, which was reselling clothes. And at this time, I was doing so many things, but I couldn't help but feel like I was still running out of time. And in the moment, I didn't realize why. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? And so I started drinking more caffeine and sleeping less just to work more, right? And the real reason that I couldn't figure out why I was feeling this way is because I was starving myself of the things that I enjoyed, and I felt guilty whenever I tried to relax. And just not realizing that the goals that I was chasing were superficial numbers with no significance that social media had trained my brain to value my self worth based off of. And so in December of last year of 2025, at the age of 19, my gross income was a little over $9,000. And so I took home around 7,300 that month, and it felt really good, right? For about two seconds maybe, or just during the 5 minutes of conversation that I would tell somebody, hey, I made X amount of dollars that month, and they'd be like, oh, that's awesome, you're doing great for yourself, right? And people will look at you and kind of like praise you in the moment, but right after that, there's really not much of any feeling of purpose. And I do want to talk about finances because I am a very I would say I'm a pretty financially responsible person, especially for my age, and really interested in investing and obviously setting myself up for the future. Nothing like that, but there came to a point where it's like, as a 19-year-old with no bills, there was no reason for me to have that much money. Um, it just doesn't change anything because it really only can buy you experiences and freedom. There's so much that it can help you with, but I guess moving on to that December really gave me like a mental shift of my priorities, right? And so to recap on less is more, most people when trying to like improve or better themselves think that like what's the next new routine that I can try, or what's the habit I can implement, or let me try X, let me try Z, right? And this is completely wrong. And it's because you're just bloating your life, right? So I want to give you this analogy. Just think about this, right? If your life is a sailboat, right, and your boat starts to sink, how good of an idea does it sound like to just go out and add weight on your already sinking sailboat, right? And for me, it wasn't until I deleted all my social media off my phone that I was truly able to internalize this concept of less is more, right? And I'm not saying that you need to go cold turkey on all of your bad habits and just try and cut everything out at once, right? But just to focus on one small thing that you can take out of your life at a time that's harming you, right? So some people, it might be social media like myself, friend groups, um, corn, right? There's lots of bad habits. But for me, the big unlock was social media. And then it was regaining the time to sleep again. And then cutting out caffeine. And now I'm at where I'm at now, and I'm able to restructure the way I work, restructure my days, my mornings, my training routines. And I just found myself with a lot more time to think and breathe. And so once you've attained this kind of order in your life, you can start really adding and building. But if you start trying to build on a sinking ship, you're only going to sink faster, right? And so aside from self-improvement, this can be applied to so many other areas of life, right? So many people will have something great, and instead of giving that great thing their attention and energy, they just go in search of more of it in the thought that having double or triple this amount of this thing is going to make them even more happy, right? And in the end, so like maybe they'll have more friends, maybe they'll have more money, whatever it is that they were seeking, but they only ended up just diluting the quality of what they have, right? And I'll go back to money and friends as the example here, right? So for money, past a certain amount of income per month, right? Not a lot really changes for the average person once their quality of life is met. Any dollar amount past that is just so much less significant, right? And same thing for friends, right? So past a certain amount of friendships, you just watch the quality of them drop as you try to maintain surface level connection with more people than you can mentally handle, right? And so I really just want to challenge you to do less. And I know that's probably something that you've never really heard, but I promise that what truly matters to you will become so much more evident. And I hope this video served to help somebody, right? And if you enjoyed this is my first video, so I'd appreciate some positive feedback. Anyways, it's been Dread.